Someone help me. They're coming for me. Help, please.
Hey there, pal. You can't run around like that.
Psst, Jimmy. Don't you recognize him? It's Alan Wayne, the guy built half this city. Jeez, get him a blanket, Willie, before he freezes.
They're after me. Please.
It's okay, Mr. Wayne. We're here. Now, who's after you?
They're everywhere, don't you see? The 13th hour. It's upon us. They're coming. And their nests. Their nests are all around. They're in my home. My home. Please.
What should we do? Get the patty?
The patty? What are you, crazy? The press would drag the poor guy down into the mud.
There! The manhole! Did he fall, or did he jump?
I didn't see! Mr. Wayne! Mr. Wayne, are you down there?
Two days ago, an assassin dressed like an owl tried to kill me while I was meeting with a local politician. With no security footage of the assassin coming or going from Old Wayne Tower, my assumption is that he came in through the rail lines that converge beneath the building, then found a way up through the service elevators, which means one of the rail gangs saw him and took some toll from him. The gangs have divided the lines among them, one line for each gang. One is Yakuza, one is Liem. 5 rail lines, 5 gangs. I've already chatted with the other 4 gangs. Whisper Gang is known to be the most vicious and brutal of the 5, though. They're tough, but not tough enough. Okay, I will tell you what it will be. Talk! But I tell the truth.
Lie
I
detection.
don't know anything
Assessing.
about this
Assessing.
Alman.
Truth.
Get out of my tunnels.
Second matrix ready for voice analysis.
Launch voice analysis. Now, let's see who you are. Bruce Wayne, the Court of Owls has sentenced you to die.
Voice analysis search failed.
Damn. Run again.
I'll leave this in arm's reach, sir. If I may, though, the morning before last I came across an article in the Sciences portion of the Gazette. It appears that researchers in Germany, ornithologists, recently discovered that most bats depend on the sunset for long-distance navigation, which is to say they need to experience twilight in order to calibrate their internal compass. In other words, Master Bruce, bats need a little sunlight once in a while to fly straight, if you will.
I know plenty about bats, Alfred. Tell me what you know about owls.
Sir?
The man who tried to kill me made a comment about how much he loved killing Waynes.
No Wayne in the last 50 years has died suspiciously, to my knowledge. Other than your parents, of course.
I know that. But whoever he is, this man wants me to believe that he isn't just a killer, but that he's the Talon.
The Talon? From the Court of Owls folk song?
Except he wants me to believe that the court isn't a folktale. That in reality, some secret group of men have actually been ruling Gotham from the shadows since colonial times. So, I'm assuming the Wayne killing he's referring to involves some incident from the past. Something to give credibility to the bedtime story. So again, what do you know about owls?
Just common trivia. They're carnivorous, masters of camouflage. They're natural predators of bats. But in relation to your family, sir, the only reference I can think of is relevant.
I have an apparently unstoppable killer running around Gotham with my name on his list. Nothing's irrelevant at this point, Alfred.
Your great-great-grandfather, Alan Wayne. Near the end of his life, he suffered from aggressive senility.
So I've heard.
Yes, but he supposedly developed a particular obsession with owls. He suffered from a severe paranoia about the birds, some obsession with the idea that they were conspiring against him. To hear my father tell it, Master Alan boarded up his windows for fear that one night the owls would come for him. But even this didn't help, as he soon became gripped by the notion that they, the owls, were roosting inside his home, in the walls. If you look at his portrait in the gallery, at the buildings he designed, featured in the backgrounds, You'll notice owls perched along the moldings.
But his death?
No, you're correct. He drowned, having fallen into an open manhole in the Gotham sewer. No foul play was suspected. I've taken the liberty of preparing you some black tea with medicinal properties.
No time, Alfred. I'm on my way out.
May I suggest you take the day to rest, sir? With the injuries you sustained at the fall and the stab wounds...
You said it yourself, Alfred. Even bats need sunshine.
You're making me look bad, Bruce. After all, I took one knife. You took two and got kicked out a 30-story window. But I'm the one in bed, eating Jell-O in a butler's nightgown. Good thing you're not running against me.
Actually, Lincoln, I am. That's what I came to tell you.
Don't make me laugh.
Actually, I wanted to speak with you privately. Just before that attacker came in, you were talking about something bad having returned to Gotham.
I'd been getting warnings, Bruce. Whispers from people to drop my bid for mayor. And then 2 weeks ago I woke to find an owl in my apartment. Just perched there in my closet. A little pile of bones beneath it. Still, I didn't really believe it was them behind the threats. That it could be them. But it scared me enough that I asked my friends at the GCPD to keep a bead on anything related. So when the report came in about you being targeted by them too, about how that man left you a message, that John Doe killed by the Talon.
The verdict on who killed that man is still out.
Speak not a word about them, or they'll send the Talon for...
I've been hearing that old rhyme a lot lately, Lincoln. Frankly, I'm getting tired of it. Now, if there really was a court of owls, don't you think, with my roots in this city, I'd have learned they were real long ago?
Unless...
Unless what?
Unless they didn't want you to. Until now. Maybe this new Gotham initiative of yours, reshaping the city. Maybe they're just now paying attention to you too. Same with me.
I'm not afraid of ghost stories, and you shouldn't be either.
Hell yes, I'm afraid. But I'm not dropping my bid for mayor if that's what you're implying. Gotham has given me everything I have, and I'll be damned if I hand it over to a bunch of old birds.
Then you have my vote, Lincoln.
Bruce, the home for boys I lived in after my parents died, it had this old wooden floor, always creaking, drove everyone crazy. No one the nuns brought in could figure it out. Then one day, Sister Allison noticed this depression by the corner of the building. Turns out the place was on a sinkhole. Within a year, the whole building would have collapsed with us inside if she hadn't realized it. My point is, sometimes we become so concerned with little dangers that we don't see the big one right beneath our feet. That's all. Bruce?
I'm sorry, Lincoln. I have to go. I'm going to have my own people watch your room. They're the best. Get some sleep.
But Bruce, if they're watching me, who's watching you?
Historically, cities are places of superstition. After all, people come to them from all over the world, from small towns and villages, places they've lived for generations, to inhabit giant mazes of glass and steel, shadow and merciless light. They'd cling to beliefs from home about what keeps you safe and what to avoid. A black cat crosses your path, you'll be plagued by bad luck. A 13th guest at dinner means someone in the party will die at midnight. My great-grandfather, Alan Wayne, understood the power of superstition. As such, he was one of the first men to eliminate a 13th floor from his buildings. Funny thing though, to really make good on the superstition, you were supposed to leave a small space in the building between floors 12 and 14, a false floor, to contain the bad luck of number 13. A space sealed off from the world, inaccessible, just a blank slot in the building, an absence like a breath held when passing a graveyard. A space just big enough, in theory, for a man to hide in. Perhaps a killer dressed like an owl. And on the subject of owls, here's a fact about them. They're one of the rare birds that doesn't build its own nest. Instead, what they do is find nests abandoned or in use by rival birds and take them over. In essence, they invade an enemy's territory. and build their nests inside his home. Bingo. June 1891. Alfred.
Sir,
The fund, established in Alan Wayne's name. It still exists, doesn't it?
the Alan Wayne Trust for assisting young architects. It's a fund to be used for progressive additions to Gotham's skyline.
Pull up the addresses of all the buildings funded by that trust over the last century and a half.
I'm uploading the addresses now. There are nearly 20 buildings in all, roughly one every decade for the last 150 years. The most recent was built just 5 years ago.
Alfred, I want you to open Alan Wayne's crypt.
Sir,
He was right
I don't understand.
about the owl nests.
What about them, sir?
They're in our homes. June 2006. All this time, right under our feet.
Sir?